just when you thought things were quieting down regarding North Carolina's infamous House Bill 2, the proverbial other shoe is dropped. And that shoe was a large basketball sneaker. Monday night, the NCAA announced it was removing 7 championship events from the state of North Carolina, including soccer, tennis, baseball, and lacrosse championships scheduled to be held in Cary, a Division I golf regional scheduled for Greenville, and what was that other one? Oh yeah, the first 2 rounds of the NCAA men's basketball tournament scheduled for Greensboro next March. With the ACC men's basketball tournament already scheduled to be held in Brooklyn, a crime that deserves its own segment, it will be the first time since 1985 that the state of North Carolina did not host either the ACC tournament or part of the NCAA tournament. And we're dealing with it. The NCAA Board of Governors cited several specific reasons why it felt HB2 warranted this action, especially when compared to similar laws in other states. Those reasons included HB2's protection of government officials who refuse to provide services to the LGBT community, and being the only state that has a mandate that all people use the restroom of the gender on their birth certificate. The NCAA also pointed out that multiple states and municipalities have banned state-funded travel to North Carolina because of HB2, increasing the likelihood that in the near future, they were going to have to resolve the competition quandary presented by those other states' boycotts, meaning they'd have to choose a side soon. As a native of the state, I can tell you, there is no bigger hammer to be swung at North Carolina than taking away college basketball, other than perhaps forced merger with South Carolina. If North Carolina were a child being punished for bad behavior, which, now that I think about it, is not a bad analogy, well, the business boycotts would be like having your allowance restricted. It stinks, but ultimately you're not really worried about not being able to eat because of it. Boycotts from bands like Pearl Jam and Bruce Springsteen, well, that's like being grounded and just missing some events. Well, the All-Star game, that was a little bit bigger. That was like, I don't know, losing your gaming system or something as a teenager. But taking away college basketball, that's like getting everything you ever wanted for Christmas. Waking up, having it all under your tree, new phone, new car, new clothes, all of it. And then watched it covered in gasoline and torched right in front of you. After the NCAA's announcement, word quickly spread as Chamber of Commerce officials and county commissioners began tabulating the lost revenue resulting from the NCAA's moves. Several schools, coaches, and administrators in the state issued statements of disappointment, but understanding the NCAA's move and calling for the repeal of HB2. Again. Even the typically buttoned-up commissioner of the ACC, John Swafford, a native of Wilkesboro, added a personal note to his official statement saying, quote, "It's time for this bill to be repealed as it's counter to basic human rights." Swaff, doing work. And then things got a little weird. Tired of the flat-top sporting, frog-eating Dallas Woodhouse giving them terrible PR moments, the North Carolina GOP handed the baton to Cammie Mueller, a future Fox News sexual harassment lawsuit plaintiff originally from Indiana. Mueller's statement accuses the NCAA of political peacocking, while she herself does more of an ostrich routine, burying her head in a sand of ignorance as she makes inane, anachronistic statements about boys and girls' locker rooms and ill-founded comparisons about criminal sexual assaults at Baylor University that indicate she has no idea what she's talking about when it comes to the NCAA or what it does. Many people were quick to point out that before issuing the statement, Mueller had tweeted about sitting down for a large glass of ice with some Woodford Reserve drizzled over it. And people wondered if this might have influenced her statement. But let me tell y'all, that's just Cammie being Cammie. Right there in her bio, she says it. She loves vino, she loves bourbon. And boy, does she. Other than retweeting anti-Democrat memes and GOP candidates, mostly what Cammie does is let us know what she's been drinking. Governor Pat McCrory, no doubt exhausted from the ongoing dance of trying to balance blaming other people for the fallout of HB2, while at the same time taking credit for the common sense bill and a new round of campaign ads, finally gave in altogether and admitted what we knew all along. He knows he's on the wrong side of this one, and he's just hoping for the courts to bail him out.
Are we really talking about this?
The truth of the matter is this. The NBA and the NCAA do not make decisions like this lightly. Do not listen to people who are trying to say that they are extorting our state, or that if a pro sports league doesn't like your laws in the future, they'll just threaten to pull out events. There are only two other issues which have caused action of this nature. One was Arizona's refusal to recognize Martin Luther King Day as a holiday, and it cost them an NFL Super Bowl. The other was the Confederate flag. South Carolina used to be under NCAA restriction for their use of it, and Mississippi still is. That is the company that North Carolina is now keeping because of HB2. That's the light in which we are being seen for this miserable law that, by everyone's admission, protects no one, makes no one safer, and addresses a made-up threat that never existed. And never forget, the people who passed this law did it in a day. In one day, they met, passed it, signed it, and they decided in that day that Duke freshman Harry Giles doesn't get to play the NCAA tournament in front of the Triad community where he grew up. One day. In one day, they made it so Charlotte doesn't get to pack the house to see native son Steph Curry get buckets in the three-point contest at All-Star Weekend. One day. In one day, they took away millions of dollars from the town of Cary, who had garnered a reputation as a world-class host of sporting events. One day. Don't forget what they did in a day, and never forget what you can do in one day. But also remember early voting. For North Carolina Yesterday Today, I'm Hayes Permar.